This is the Glenwood Resource Center. Opened in 1866 as a refuge for Civil War orphans, it evolved into one of the state's largest institutions for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities. For decades, institutions like Glenwood Resource Center were society's answer to things it didn't want to see. Out of sight, out of mind. But for the social workers on the ground, it wasn't a facility. It was a home for thousands of vulnerable people. Today, the buildings are slated for demolition. But before bulldozers erase the history, we're going inside with the only people who truly know the secrets of this hill. The social workers who spent decades fighting for the humanity of the residents trapped within the system. We're walking the abandoned halls of the GRC with people who lived its history. We're going to look past the peeling paint to uncover what life was really like inside. The deep bonds of care, the crushing weight of institutional failure, the ghost of a legacy before Iowa tears it down.
So at what point do you recall it being used as cafeteria? A long time
When
ago?
this was a school, you're going back a lot of years.
Okay.
It was actually a school with a superintendent and a principal.
And a library.
And certified teachers.
Okay.
And all the kids went to school.
Okay.
And at that time, public schools did not provide education for people with disabilities. So a lot of kids came here.
And this was...
There were over 100 and some kids going to school at one time.
It was a big deal. As
it was
social workers, we would come to the classroom and talk to the teachers so we could report back to the parents. So this was a real school.
Yeah, it was very much with an auditorium, but it was all for people with intellectual disabilities,
Right,
correct?
Just our people up here on the hill.
Okay.
Oh, I want to take a picture of
You-
things go on there.
You want to go in there?
I just love to peek in the door, yeah.
Did they show?
Oh, we had the Shriners would come at Christmas and have a program and give out candy and gifts and stuff. And we had all kinds of award ceremonies here. At Christmas time, the parents would come pick up, the ones who would pick up their kids came and there was a special program for them. Just a lot of fun stuff.
Georgia sent me some really cool old pictures of this area decorated up for Christmas.
Oh, yes.
That kind of stuff brings a lot of, makes it more real for me.
Yeah, and the recreation people were really active years and years ago. They just did so much stuff. They did a lot of that and just got the folks involved in so much fun stuff. We had when we first started, there was a Girl Scout troop.
Yeah.
And I have a picture of one of my clients who was a little dwarf girl with her Girl Scout uniform on. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they had, I don't know if they had Boy Scouts or not, but then on all the holidays, like on July 4th, they would have fireworks out there and then we had fun things in the summer, big celebration, we had a rock band. I wish I could think of it because it's one of my favorites, rock and roll bands that would come and donate.
Here at the facility.
At the facility, yeah, and that would all be outside, on a nice day. So there were just things throughout the year that recreation would plan. That was a big deal. And then we would go down to Camp Campbell in the summer, and they would fish, and we'd have hot dogs and food and games and stuff in the summer. So.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Lots of fun activities.
Was it the area right out here that they would put, or did they go all with?
It was kind of over by the chapel, like when we had those summer things, that recreation put on. We had that band.
Oh, the 4th of July type celebration.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was in the,
Kind of in the chapel administration.
And that whole area there, right. Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of in that
The
circle.
Rumbles, remember? Ever heard of the Rumbles? Remember
The Rumbles, that's it. They would donate.
They played here.
They would donate.
That's cool.
And they were so good. The clients just loved them. So did I.
And one of them had maybe a sibling or something like that that was had a disability. So they come like
All right, guys. So shall we move to building 115?
Okay.
nice big space.
It is a big space.
If you use it for at some point as a residential type building, apartments or condos or whatever. Get old, you get
This
cracking.
is so nice, yeah. I'm so glad.
And up here you can see where people have started smashing stuff.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they did.
Always amazing.
Thank you. All right, so 115. So this was the old hospital, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was long before us even.
That was long.
State institution with old buildings to upgraded
Facilities. Yeah.
elevators, air conditioning, ramps, the houses. I mean, you can log on.
I know. So this was,
Oh my gosh, this window's open.
okay, the x-ray room.
This was my office here.
Oh, that was your office?
My last
Travis.
office here. And there, that screen is broken. The window's open.
Administrator's office.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Solid. Did you know that, Tom?
But
X-ray.
I probably remember that, but
X-ray. So that's why these are built unique like this. Isn't that cool?
Oh, that's cool.
Back when it was the original hospital.
This building was, from my understanding, was the first building here. It was for TB. And so, and then it's changed over when they started bringing Civil War, so it was like a hospital, and then even at one time they had residents, clients in this building. So that's, a lot of the things were changed out, because clients used to, because at one time they had, how many clients? They had a lot of clients.
1,000 or more. Back in the 70s, as we were under construction, every building at some point housed clients.
Yeah. Okay, so then,
Moved around greatly.
Yeah.
good. I want you, Travis. Did you talk to her about her being, this being her last office?
Yep, I got a little bit when you were outside.
Oh, did, oh,
Okay.
okay. Yes, this was, do you want me to tell you about my offices here?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, this was my last office here before I retired. I also, my first office was what the bathroom is now. It was renovated, it was so long ago that they renovated it, so now it's the bathroom, but that was my first office. My second office was right here, right next door, and this was the last office that I retired from.
And what was your position when you were in this office?
I was a social worker when I first started, just a social worker 1 and 2. I started, and then I got the social work administrative position, and then I also got the diagnostic and evaluation position as director, so that was in addition, which was great because I loved working out at the diagnostic and evaluation clinic. And then as time went on, we got to do the waiver homes downtown, so I got to be the director of the outreach program, which was really exciting.
And that's all you did from this building?
Yeah,
Managed it
well,
all?
I had an office in 13 for the outreach program.
So that one's
Right
13,
there.
that one's 14.
Right,
Okay.
And then I had an office out at Lacey Hall. The
Was-
diagnostic and evaluation clinic was out at Lacey Hall.
They put you in different offices for each
I
different
just
role.
had, like, this was my main gig, so I would take my paperwork to them. Then I'd take some, I didn't really stay a whole lot in those two, just when we had things to do, meetings with everybody and everything. So this was my primary.
Okay. Do you have any interesting stories from when you were office out of here? Anything that, of course,
Yes.
doesn't violate HIPAA?
I had kind of a queue, and we had my administrator and the secretary were across the way, and we had this one ornery little guy that would like to kind of clear out your desk if he had a chance. So he comes right into my office and shut the door, which locked it. And he was coming in grinning and looking around like, what am I going to get into? So I just really quietly called the administrator and I said, so-and-so is visiting me, want to come see me? And so he came in before he cleared the...
So did you just start kind of opening your drawers in front of you, just start taking stuff and looking you in the eyes, or?
He would like push things off your desk, throw papers around, And I was, you know how my house looks. So you can imagine what my office was. So throwing papers around here would be a disaster.
Yeah.
But he was just ornery, you know.
It sounds kind of like a bird. That's what my parrots do. Or maybe that's what young kids do too.
Yeah, they're
Interesting.
just, you know, and had a lot of parents when they came, because I always kept a caseload. I just needed to do that. I had like over 13 social workers as administrator, but I always kept a caseload because I thought if I'm going to relate to them what their day-to-day things are, I need to keep my caseload. So I did, like I kept, you know, probably 15, 25 people just to stay in the mix.
I think I saw it with a lot of employees. Heck, even some administrators and other staff had carried caseloads. Does that sound right? When I was at
social workers, they would have like psychologists would have caseloads, speech people would.
Nursing directors.
Because
that was one of the things I read in newspapers.
And that could be. I don't know how the nurses and stuff divided up their folks. Probably by house.
It sounded like in the later years, as employees started to dwindle, that's when they started throwing more and more caseloads on people. To the point, is it time to move on?
Whenever you're ready.
And it was, and that would have been in their field. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, the social workers all ended up out at Lacey altogether, which was, I totally would have never done that. But
The treatment team concept was a unique concept that had never really been
that
done
was the
before.
best. That was so.
And that's the 5 treatment teams.
About 4 or 5, depending on when you have 3, even depending on when.
Yeah.
But it consisted of an administrator. And that administrator, under that administrator was a team of these professionals, which was the doctor, the nurse, the psychologist, et cetera, et cetera. They reported to that administrator. The doctor didn't report to the chief physician. He reported to that administrator. Now that was controversial because you got this doctor being supervised technically by this non-doctor. And later on we had to make adjustments after Department of Justice came in. Because,
The 2004 or 2002 Department of Justice?
yeah,
Okay.
because they said your doctor should report to a chief medical officer
Interesting.
and be supervised by a chief medical officer, not by a non-physician. Although we changed that, looked like it flowed that way, we still kind of kept that team concept, and the doctor still showed up at that team meeting still. And doctors did not like coming to team meetings. They're not exciting. They're not always talking about medical stuff. They're talking about,
Communication is care.
yeah, everybody was talking together.
All right.
They must have, where they used to store lawns and it's really sealed off.
Yeah. Careful, the stairs are a little.
I know. I just had foot surgery, so I have to be careful anyway.
That's the one right there.
Used to do a haunted house there in the basement.
Oh, did they really? It's a good spot for a
Oh,
hunting
it was so fun. It
It
was,
is a, oh, you've had a lot of,
yeah, it was just really.
a lot of,
So this was,
Just had a hook on it.
Yeah.
This is where they would put the furniture, hook it up, and then dip it in here, because they used to do furniture down here.
furniture. Yeah, that is a pulley, isn't it?
Yeah.
We could not figure out for the life of us what this was for. Now we know.
But yeah, this was the morgue.
Down in this room,
This area, yeah.
which would have been a long time ago.
Yeah.
Would have been.
This would have been a long, long time.
Here's where they,
down through this little area.
Then changing this building over. These are pretty good windows.
I have a question about that room. Do you know when that was painted?
Oh yeah, thank you, Travis.
There used to be more curtains up.
Yeah. 'Cause that's one thing I noticed when I was here is, yeah, the curtains and the,
there was cardio girls and stuff, we had to come down here, and there was huge cockroaches down here.
Yeah, there's pretty big cockroaches.
Yeah, they did not come upstairs, so hardly ever. But yeah, so when we had to go down for storms, we thought, oh, I think I want to blow away.
So do you remember what, in your era, what was this room used for?
You know, they had storage, we stored,
The school.
what was that storage for, Tom?
What?
The storage,
In your-
crackers and all that stuff.
That was rations in case there's an atomic bomb.
And was that stored here in your era?
It was, the basements were designated shelter areas for the community.
Okay.
And in case there was a nuclear attack. And then you had containers of crackers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
For food.
The government cheese.
Yeah, and that was what it
Which
was.
later on, somebody finally decided.
So that painting's not because they brought kids down here? Or,
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, we never, the only time I can remember a client coming down here is when they still lived in the old buildings and she was just having a total meltdown. And she was put in one of the rooms down here, a little off room.
a confinement room?
Just for-
Could you picture where the confinement room is?
It wasn't called that, it just was like very unusual that you had to use that, but they just didn't, that day, I just remember her doing that. It was like when you first came down the stairs, one of those to the left.
One of the little rooms?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it wasn't called that or used for that,
Not segregatory or something like that?
just wasn't very great.
All right. Aren't these stairs beautiful?
Oh, can I have that mirror?
Add it to your note. Is this the room you're looking, or you're just adding something to your note quick?
The conference room, right on top.
The staircase is beautiful.
Oh, it is. Did you hear that we had to have a petition to save it?
Oh.
Yeah, the state fire department wanted to take it out because of fire hazard. We had a great big petition to save it.
That's cool.
Thank heavens, because it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. When was that? Do you recall?
Oh gosh, I don't. I just know we were up in arms about it.
Okay.
How dare they?
Do you remember?
This was a front floor.
Yeah.
All the psychologists here. This was their break room.
Psychologists were up here?
All the psychologists, yeah.
Were they up here in your time too?
No,
No, they
they
just
were
put 'em
scattered
up.
through the building.
They
There
rechanged
was a
everything.
time when girls lived
Yes.
on these two floors, when we were doing the houses and people had to move around
Yes.
a lot. And so we had ladies living up here.
Okay.
Yeah, that was fun. They were on my caseload, so
Was it air conditioned in that time?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Okay, I want to show you something.
Yeah, and I only had, and then when we were on duty, this is very interesting. If someone ran away and we couldn't find them right away, we would set the siren off at the fire station. And then all of the people that were on that, you know, what do you call it, committee, would race up here. And then we would all span out, and the person that called it would have to keep track of where they were going. We didn't have cell phones then, you know.
And then anybody that also lived in the houses too, they had to help as well, correct? The houses on campus?
That had yeah, they had some kind of a thing. This was a big horn that went downtown, a big siren that went downtown when somebody ran away.
Downtown Glenwood, not downtown here.
Right.
So you're not talking that siren right there.
You know, we went where we. I'm trying
So that's the storehouse.
We would go to the fire station.
Because the fire station is right on the other side of this.
Okay, I have to ask Tom. It was either the fire station or out by the old garage where we turned that siren on, and nobody wanted to do that.
Oh,
We were
yeah.
pulling all these people in on their day off.
I'm sure.
Go find. I only had to do it one time.
Oh, man.
And I hated it so bad, but we had to find a person.
Did you guys have radios at all, or?
Yeah, we
Okay.
did have radios.
So in your guys' time, was this always the canteen?
No.
Down there.
It was
Yeah.
there, and it was also at one time when we first started in 15.
Okay.
Yeah. You remember that?
Because in old documentation, I see this is called the industrial building.
Oh, really?
Yeah, over there, and then that's the chapel, and then it was in the basement.
It was in the basement of the chapel.
So what was this initially used for? You don't, what was it in your time?
I can't even remember.
Okay.
Really don't. Like the guys that work here most of the time, and
Dwight,
yep.
He worked here. He ran it for a while.
Yeah.
And Brett Wilson.
Brett,
That was
yeah. We
You need a tripod?
That's a motorcycle guy.
Do you have a
Yeah.
Rough.
tripod mount on the bottom of your camera?
See, that's cool. So is this all just like food storage or just storage for everything?
Everything.
Yeah.
There's nothing up there.
A thermometer.
There's, what was up there in the trailer?
Really? We just got here. Is Alicia still out there?
I don't know where she.
All right, guys, shall we move on to the
You wanna
next?
take, you wanna take a picture of these cards? We had to take classes in this.
I don't know if
I'll take a picture of the flag.
rest of this year.
Are you sure you don't want me to grab the truck and bring it over here for you?
I'm fine. It's not my.
Reminds you when you do.
Would be in the, each of us had a little room where the records were.
Okay.
Like I had, when in my office, it was me, but there was a secretary and two, what they call clerk typists, and then you had to deal with those records all the time.
Okay. So I'm going to let you two lead the way because I want to hear, again, history about this building. I want to know where your office.
Okay, it was on third floor,
That's
DD
the
clinic.
diagnostic and evaluation clinic.
And
But she
then,
was the head of it for a while.
yeah, and like the dental clinic was down here someplace. Was it right
I
around?
think-
You always gotta keep the perspective. Old first building,
Yeah,
second building, third
And-
building.
And this is a confusing building.
it is a very
I could
confusing.
get lost in here after working here for 4 years.
I never could find my way around here.
I know, it's very confusing. But, okay,
And it was a quote-unquote hospital, or I prefer it as an infirmary.
infirmary.
Yes,
But,
that's,
but
I
it was
think,
also residential. All that wing back there was always full of, before the houses were built, full of clients.
and after the houses were built,
Everybody went to the
Everybody
house.
went to
there was no residential left in this
No
building.
residents lived on the campus in these big buildings after the houses were built.
Okay.
Everybody lived in a house,
So,
despite disability, regardless of what their disability was.
okay. So then what were the big old housing sections used for after?
Office space, I mean,
space.
there
Well,
was
and some people
recycling,
rented.
recycling was over here for a while.
In the basement,
In the
uh-huh.
basement, and even on the first floor.
And then people rented from us, like Public Health, VA,
On
That
with
was
Life.
over there, in
Yeah.
those big buildings.
But then On with Life came,
Uh-huh.
which
Yeah.
they had space back here.
Yeah, I remember being out here with On with Life with Hillcrest back when this was all lit up.
On
And,
with
Is that
Life-
right?
and I was an IT director for
On with
healthcare.
Life took our last, what we call the hospital space, because it had all the
Mm-hmm.
stuff you needed, oxygen. And,
It's a clinical space.
Yeah.
and so when On with Life came on campus, and that was a big deal with Marv Tuma and
Dr. Campbell.
Dr. Campbell, they finagled that one good. And so they wanted that space, and Bill comes to me one day and says, oh, we're gonna move out of there. Says, where are we gonna go to the hospital? At that time, we had an empty house. He says,
Yeah, the hospital college. I've seen that down on some of the documentation.
we'll go to, we'll move it out to a house. I'm thinking, okay, now what are we gonna do? Because it's just a house. So and everybody medical people were opposed to that. You're gonna be in a house?
Yeah.
These medical people, oh, we put in the oxygen, we put in all the electrical needs and everything else. And
I don't know. Yeah, I wouldn't see why it wouldn't work.
No, it did work.
Yeah.
Because this is a huge facility.
Yeah, and On with Life was very happy here and wanted to stay. After the place closed, they had 5 houses picked out there. I think maybe I told you that. And they just asked the governor for some money to make them, to accommodate their clients. And the governor wouldn't give them any money, but she gave them money to move over to Polk City. And that's
Okay.
where they're at now, so.
So lead the way. I want to see
Well-
I want to see if you can find your office.
Okay, I would just go around this way first so you can look down, so you can see where On with Life was and look down and see where the,
Let's lead the way, big girl.
okay, yeah.
Yeah, like I said.
I'm not sure if I can find the DA
Actually,
office anymore.
Walk and talk.
I would go on the.
I'm gonna let you. Maybe you should lead the way.
This building confuses me.
Okay.
Out here, this was, okay, On with Life was over there, okay?
Yep.
This was called the Nest out here, and they had it really cute. Look at like that little thing. They had swings that were accommodating to wheelchair folks, and just all kinds of really neat stuff out here in this garden spot. So that did belong. They still have some exterior.
So the first season that I was out here, I was out here last April, and it was cool because it was still really clean, and that was the first spring that it was coming out that it was unmanaged. And it was a very unique experience.
Oh, it was just, yeah, clients would come on, your parents would come on here and visit with us.
Kind of gone
On
down.
with like the nest. They called it the nest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What's that noise?
It's a ghost.
I think it's a door.
Ghost.
This was the IT people. This is where we would give classes sometimes. They had an education place where they gave classes to
Okay. Education and
employees.
training.
Yeah, we would have to take classes and stuff there and stuff too.
Cool, that one works.
What is it?
Scared me.
Oh! Yeah. Okay, yeah, this is where there was in our classes.
That's good to know because I thought this was a clinical space. I never realized it said education.
Yeah, and we had a really good education department, really good for new employees. They had to go through a whole week or...
It sounds like, especially back, well, when you guys started, 60s, 70s, 80s,
Oh, we had...
was a fire. I mean, it's just amazing. It's what other healthcare systems like Hillcrest Health built our training policies off of.
Oh, really?
Was how you guys operated.
Yeah, and then different staff would talk, we would talk to the whole new class of employees, and like the superintendent would talk to them too long. He'd be a little wordy. And then I would get to talk to them about social services, social workers, so they would know that they would be working with all these team members. So all kinds of team members would talk to the new people. So they would know, okay, we're gonna have a speech and language person assigned to my unit or my house where my clients are gonna be, so it was good.
Okay. Investigations,
Yeah.
they investigated all the nonsense, right, and shenanigans.
Yeah.
Under Dr. Jerry Ree, he was one that started dismantling the investigations team. Am I correct in saying that, or incorrect?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the 2012 Department of Justice, or no, the 2020, whatever it was, said he systematically
Yeah.
dismantled all that kind of stuff.
Did away with a number of policies, procedures that I saw. We don't have to follow these anymore. They're just time consumers. And there were people that objected to that.
Well, yeah, I mean, I would object to that too.
Here's here, ours.
Were there any interesting stories you had while you were working at this building?
With Deanie, every single person that we saw was an interesting story.
What is
The one that really hurt my heart.
D&E is diagnostics and
What?
D&E? What was that?
Diagnostic and Evaluation Center. A whole team of people would evaluate the family and the client that was being referred to us. Then after they left, we would all meet and decide if they could be admitted to us or if we had other ideas for them.
Okay.
And
If you're born, what is it? I don't know.
If you're born disabled versus
You're mentally retarded.
South Park did an episode on this.
If it happens later, you're brain injured.
Right.
But
If you're born that way, then that's a birth defect.
but it's the same thing. Fundamentally, you do the same kind of treatments.
Yeah.
Then deaf blind became an issue for a while where it was a big deal. And we had a number of people who were deaf and blind. And all of a sudden, some parents, not all, but some parents would come and say,
So you're saying sad story diagnostic and evaluations. We were talking about the difference between being born and...
yeah, and this boy was brain injured, and I wanted to admit it because they couldn't find any place else for him in his hometown. And the administration said, no, he's brain injured. We're for MR, that's not gonna work, although he was...
What era was that?
Oh, gosh. I don't know, but I just
well,
went
that
home
might be
sick
30
that
years
night.
ago.
His parents said, what do you do when no one wants him? I mean, they just had me almost in tears. And Dr. Henry wanted him admitted too, but
That had to be at least 30 years ago.
probably, because at that time there was no on with life or anything. So he had to probably go to a nursing home, which was terribly sad. care place.
That's why Longmont Life started their facility here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that people like that didn't have to go to the nursing home.
Shall we go down towards?
Yeah, I'm gonna find a map, I'm gonna figure this out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got a bird in here.
I'm keen with the dentist. Pretty good dentist. It's hard to find a dentist for people with disabilities now.
So something interesting, like the second time I was in this building, it was still lit, it was still heated.
Oh,
I turned all this stuff on. You see where that is? Fire this whole machine up.
took an x-ray?
They all worked.
Oh, they're still there.
Uh-huh, isn't that cool?
Oh, yeah.
Isn't that, Travis, isn't that cool?
That is very cool.
That is so cool. Oh.
And I
my
think
gosh.
this stuff, all this stuff has technically been purchased.
I thought they'd be all out of here by now.
There was a lab in this building, yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lab.
Yeah, do blood work.
Do you know where the, could you figure out where the lab was?
I know where the lab
Yeah,
is.
it's right over here.
Yeah.
Okay.
back
The
around
lab's,
corner.
yeah, right when you come in the door.
Shall we go check out the lab?
We'll go around to On With Life and then we'll go to it. We'll go
Okay.
right by it, yep. Here you can see the nest a little bit.
Keep rolling.
Actually,
See, this is a
Whole
space
thing, yeah.
that wasn't going to be a space until Bill Campbell says put a roof on it.
And they used to have gym equipment and all kinds of cool stuff
Really
down
nice,
there.
yeah.
Then after they put the roof on it, then our maintenance personnel came and finished up the whole inside.
That's cool.
But the contractor said, I got the pieces, it won't cost you much.
Yeah. Cool.
My handprint's on here someplace.
Is it?
Yep.
Can you find your handprint?
No,
This is all you see.
I'm sure it was blue.
Her handprint's on this wall somewhere.
It was one of mine because blue's my favorite color, so I would have picked that out. I don't know, but yeah, I thought that was clever of him to do that.
That's cool.
Yeah, this was spent a lot of time in here for meetings. So they still have their owl on the flag, owl still on the door. See that?
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's stuck
The
in.
secretary was there.
Now this looks like it was a medical, was this a patient room at one point?
No, never.
Okay.
It was always like the secretary, and they had to let you in with some buttons, let you in and out.
Uh-huh.
It was very secure. And they had some supplies there. The clients lived down here. This was like a kitchen where they had their meals in here.
But they brought their foods, they purchased food from our central kitchen.
And the central kitchen was active and cooking up until the end, correct?
Yeah.
Which that was the administration building.
Yeah, the folks that could eat, come by a table would eat in here. Some ate in their rooms.
But even for the resource center people, they did a lot of cooking in the houses.
Yeah. Okay.
Later on, not initially, but
Okay.
later on when
The houses had nice kitchens in them.
when the feds really started with this quote-unquote active treatment concept, which was a weird term. It was just, you just go about your daily business, and part of your daily business is cooking your meals.
Interesting.
There were a lot of specialty diets.
Yeah, oh, I'm sure there were.
Puree, ground, cut up.
These are offices down here.
Mechanical soft.
Yeah.
So these were offices, not
Some
rooms.
of them down here were, this is the bed, and this was residential, the director used to have an office up here. I think the director's office was here.
Yeah.
So in your guys' era, this building was used to treat,
These are both offices here.
well,
This would
an infirmary.
this would have been considered a hospital.
Okay.
If you were sick, got the flu, bad case flu, pneumonia, whatever, broke a bone, you come over here and stay here for a while.
Okay. Was pneumonia really prevalent here? Because I see, and Dr. Jerry Reed, am I pronouncing his last name right? R-E-A, right?
Yeah.
in his era, that was one of the things that he tried to overhydrate people, I read about, to get rid of pneumonia.
Yeah, doesn't work.
No, it did sound like it went up.
But, yeah, pneumonias, I don't want to, you know, there's probably more pneumonias in this type of population than it would be in general population. Aspiration, that's significant.
Yeah.
You know, you got bacterial and you got viral pneumonia.
Yep.
And so a lot of bacterial pneumonia because of aspiration. So when you got swallowing issues, and a lot of our people had swallowing issues, we had a whole program devoted to
It was a
feeding and swallowing.
feeding and swallowing.
Okay.
Matter of fact,
Yeah.
my director of that program went ultimately and worked for the feds.
Okay.
So, because she was well respected.
It was so good how they did that, how they.
And that was different than Jerry's, because Jerry, that overhydration thing I read about was to try and make people to swallow better so they didn't naturally aspirate.
Yeah, but so people
That
can't
was an
swallow.
Okay.
exact wrong.
But your guys' actual,
Here.
I do too.
Oh, she could tell you so much more about that stuff, because that was her population was the really medically fragile people, and they did such a good job with them. There was doctor's offices here, and then right up here was the lab to your right.
So this right in here was the lab?
So that was minor surgery, I'm guessing. And that's,
Right there is minor surgery?
yeah, that's with the tiling on the wall like that. That's gotta be surgery.
Exam room?
Yeah, minor stitches,
Okay.
things of that nature. Anything, a lot of things went to Omaha. Creighton. And Creighton still has hospital out there.
Yeah.
UNMC, but we use Creighton a lot for some reason. And then we have specialty doctors come down here too for standing exams.
Variable intensity control.
Specimen cups?
Wait, really? There's some in there? Oh, it just says it. So yeah, this would have been where,
But like I told Tom, at some point we moved the lab up to the second floor, or not the lab, but the pharmacy up the second floor on the east wing. I think it was one of those situations where we have more space now, we'll give you more space.
Yeah.
Not really a strategic move of any kind, just
yeah.
you got really busy.
In the end days, I'm sure that's kind of what it was, is
Yeah.
we got ample space. Another exam room.
That's cool, you can see their x-rays.
Yeah.
There, 'cause it's got the
Tell us about the pool.
Did you see the lab,
Well, first-
first?
No? No? Well, I guess show me the
First of
lab.
all, the pool was not supposed to be built.
This is an interesting story.
The legislation says we're done building on the campus, we spent, and they had spent a hell of a lot of money. And Bill Campbell said, well, I'm not gonna build a building for a pool, I'm just gonna make a remodel this old building. And that's, he kinda always hedged his story. He remodeled it, turned it into a pool, but then he got the floor that came up and down. Problem was, we had a client drown down at Campbell Lake, a young person.
Little 4-year-old girl.
And Bill was always worried about that, so when he put the pool in, the floor is not designed to be up all the time. It's designed to come up, get on it, go back down. And he always, every night it had to be raised. Well, over time, any nicks or scratches that get into the rams would corrode. And so it was always a maintenance headache trying to keep that
It's
up.
getting shut down a lot too.
If you'd have kept the floor down when you're supposed to, it wouldn't have been quite the maintenance headache.
How deep is it, 5 feet or something?
Yeah, not that deep.
Five.
But he was so afraid.
Alicia's probably about yay height.
Night drowning,
Yeah.
that he didn't want that ever
But,
to happen.
Almond Life used to bring clients in on like a bed, and they used to just put them in the pool. It was really cool because they could go in a bed, like a hospital bed, and they would do like therapy, OT with them.
And I think Onward Life built one in Ankeny eventually.
They did, yeah, I've been there.
So
Not
do you,
big, I don't think.
do you guys think there was value to adding the pool for the facility to provide it?
Yeah.
Huge value. I had this one little deaf girl, little tiny deaf girl, didn't even think she probably was MR, but she was deaf and could not speak. And when she got in the pool, She dived in the pool and just swam like a little fish and smiled. And her mom said, "This is a miracle. This is her deal. You know, she can't talk to you, she can't hear you, but she can do this. You know, she could do sign language and stuff. But remember that, Buffy?
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
Huh.
I can remember calling her mom and telling her, because the rec people told me how she reacted to the pool.
That's really
I'll
sweet.
never forget it. It was just a pretty little thing, yeah. This is the lab.
All right, fire up the flashlight.
Yeah.
I guess it was on. All right, I thought this was the pharmacy.
No.
Now, pharmacy's on the second floor.
Did we go through the pharmacy?
Probably not.
Not today, I don't think so.
That was moved a couple of times too.
Okay, I'm gonna let go of this door.
Yeah, so go ahead.
Woodward.
So this was all the lab.
Yeah, this is all lab.
Woodward was our competition.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Yeah, so I remember seeing this back when it was all lit up. Still had some stuff in it.
Because we had one family that had 4 children that had Prader-Willi syndrome.
What is that?
Prader-Willi syndrome. Look it up sometime, it's very interesting. Yeah, after their first one, the doctor said that'll never happen again.
You're always stuffing stuff
Oh,
in your
that's
face.
what reminded me of
Oh,
it.
eating?
Eating,
Yeah,
God.
not just food.
over $300, or 300 pounds.
And everything
That would be, we did have a couple of other Prader-Willi persons that came that did weigh over.
They were a classic case because
It was
it never
studied.
happened when you got 4 in a family like that.
Yeah. The
4
mom and
people
dad
with
were-
that disease?
Yeah, the mom and dad were told after
Right.
each child that, well, this will never happen again. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're fine. No, you're good.
Oh, he's got us in. All right, well. I'll go and look another time.
Well, the key to this was work.
They had them all here, and then they didn't.
When they went to 17,
I just remember 3
the
offices,
secretaries were here.
3 permanent, there was a temporary one.
Uh-huh. And then you were
Oh,
here.
yeah.
And then you were here.
Andy's office.
You had a nice office.
That was your office right there at one point.
Yeah.
Point there one more time for me. Do you have any crazy stories when you were in this office?
No, not crazy stories, well, I can't remember those.
A lot of the things that, other people would think are crazy got to be everyday to us. You know, like people had just popping down having grandma seizure. People misbehaving and being aggressive and things like that. Those things got to be like everyday things for us because that's a population that we had and we did really well with them. So, when you say stories, everybody that came here just about had a story. They were either very medically needy and nobody could take care of them, or they were behaviorally challenged and they couldn't be, handled good in the communities.
Yeah.
Or the schools kicked them out, or, so.
Was it all intellectually disabled people that you would consider those stories, or were there people that didn't, misbehaving people that were otherwise not intellectually
They
disabled?
had to be MR,
Okay.
and a lot of them were duly diagnosed MRI.
Okay.
A lot of our population was, because that was our niche in the state, and it was a good niche and it was needed. Kept people out of jails, it was good. Or we never would have stayed as long as we did. It was good.
Used to place a lot of people in the community, and then
And that was the goal for everybody that
Travel
came
a lot,
in, give a
different parts of
plan
the
to get
state.
them back to the community.
There weren't too many
That was always in
places to
our
go.
plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was never to be
when we
here
first
forever.
started, Goodwill, that was good in Sioux City.
But this ended up being a permanent home for a lot of people, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, it
Yeah,
did.
or some people
It
lived there
did.
for their entire life.
They were institutionalized and this was their home.
Yeah.
And the staff was their family.
Yeah.
Look at
Also,
all those
we're talking
documents.
to a lot of people that worked here. That's one of the biggest things they're sad about.
What'd you say?
Is just, splitting up everybody.
Oh, exactly. Oh, that just.
You tell us your story.
I don't want to be found.
What?
I don't want to be found.
Then we're just going to record audio.
Okay.
Because I'm recording audio too. But I still want to hear your story.
No, this isn't it. This was the,
This was the wood shop.
well, they changed minister here. And And they have a really cool, it was right over here, a fish tank. And that fish was so old, and it was right here. And that fish was probably about this big.
Oh, that's cool.
I'm sure one of them took it home, but this was where they stained furniture. And then,
So this was some of the unique stuff that I wanted to see too.
this is where the office, the reception. At that time, it was Trevor and, what was his name? He moved out when Trevor left. And then it was Gina. Gina was the only one here. And then this used to be our conference room.
This used to be a bathroom, right? Were you ever down here, Tom?
It would have been a bathroom at one time, yeah, where you take showers, or shower room.
But it looks, because this would have all been for the boys' custodial
Yeah.
building.
Of course, it's been shot like rebranded and stuff. But yeah, and then this was the maintenance director's office. One of them, like, they moved over. I can't remember when they moved over here and where they moved from, but then Max Cup, Gene Nosey came, well, then Max Cup was maintenance directors when I was here.
There's something on the bulletin board about Kevin Linger and his being on, going to ball games.
Oh,
His name right now, just real bad names, but he gave me a plan before this place closed, and I saw now he had a bunch of plants in here. I want a plant, I said, sure.
you know what? You're talking about Jerry Ray,
Yeah,
but when DOJ came back the second time, we came up here.
yeah.
And I met with the lead attorney on site, which was Bo Taylor, and he had been the attorney on the first visit.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to know each other very well, we got to be friends actually. But he said, he looked at me, he says, what the hell happened here, Tom? He says, when we left, things were in pretty good shape. I said, I really don't know. Because all you had to do was update your policies, procedures occasionally,
Mm-hmm.
bring in some experts every once in a while to make sure life was still going like it's supposed to go.
Do audits.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah.
But no, he had to change the whole world.
Did you want to see the key room, or?
Sure. I mean, or are you wearing down?
I'm getting tired.
I'm starting to wear down too.
Mark says we can come back, I'll show you the key room, it's just got all these things.
Where the housing
You want to go and look at it real quick?
No, I know, I had an office in that building for damn.
He hated it.
You don't like it?
No.
I never liked that
on the
building either.
outside,
Yeah.
going up.
It gave me the creeps, and what happened was somebody ordered a bunch of insulation, and so before we closed down, they had to clear that out with, it was like stacked, what John said, it was stacked and stacked, and then of course it rained in there, it got wet.
Oh.
So they had to clear all that in. That building kind of gave me the creeps over there,
Apparently he didn't like it too.
yeah.
I liked it when it was, Lena Cobb was the supervisor, and she was our neighbor down at Eaton's Apartments when we first got married. And she had young boys up there, and she was the best supervisor. And I loved going over there and visiting her, and that's my memories of it.
Yeah.
And then he had an office there.
This isn't what?
That's crazy. Oh, there go my headphones.
I'm taking you to the crib. I don't know.
That text, that's
Right? Oh no, I'll have Joel look at it.
60.
You want a real flashlight, Mark?
Okay, yeah.
My batteries ran bad.
Here,
This is cool.
take this. Well,
Yeah, there's one
don't
over
fall.
there too. Yeah.
Don't trip.
Oh,
1 horsepower versatile motor.
what did he say on the day?
Yeah, this is all mid-century.
And then he said it was a
Century
fire
goodness.
All right.
hose. Oh, look at that old light bulb.
Yeah, that's a cool light bulb.
Oh, I might be interested in that too. I said in the crib now.
Yeah, my poor light.
Is it out?
It's about out. And normally I carry my backpack with me with, out of battery at this point. I ain't got it with me. Georgia, you be careful.
Well, I'm just, now you be careful.
Well, I feel my blood sugar getting low. I'm getting shaky.
Yeah, I'm getting tired too. So that tin building next door, I think, see what happened in here is this is making it unlevel.
Of this very building.
Yeah, there's a fire. Now, I can't tell you anything about it, or with it or anything, but that's just what they took. So HDR, Doug, everybody's done some research and
So this.
it's right there, yeah.
So this is the barn we're currently in. That's
Yeah, it was a
all
big
gone.
barn, yeah.
That's what was probably burned down.
Could be.
But look, I mean, look at that. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's a big barn.
That was a big barn.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's any scorching in here, but I mean, this looks newer than
Yeah,
necessarily the age of the barn.
I would agree with that statement.
I mean, this,
I've always wanted to get, like old ship lighting, which is kind of like those. For Travis. Now, see, you're probably right because look up in the center. You see how dark that wood is?
black here.
That's that. Look at that. All right. Nope. Look at that right there. Oh,
Very cool.
isn't it?
Yeah, that crib is crazy. Why isn't it even up there?
For the bad babies.
Yeah.
Also, did you notice all the fire damage?
Yeah. And they rebuilt the roof.
The peak of it. Crazy.
Surprised it didn't all burn down.
I am too.
Considering it's full of all this stuff.
And then
Oh,
I can come and unlock it for you guys, and then you can come in there and just see. Oh, the old hospital. Isn't that Lacey? Where you at?
yeah, Lacey, the old.
You and I could go up to the girls' cottage and I can show you.